What's goody with y'all? What's goody with y'all? It is Sunday. Football Sunday is the day. Um, and so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk about some of the games from week 1, and then we're gonna talk about some of the upcoming matches that are going to happen in a few hours this afternoon. Here's your promo for the podcast on all of the streaming websites. You can download the 345 Sports Talk on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can download it from all these places by just going to the Buzzsprout link you see on the page here. Um, Buzzsprout is real good for just connecting you to the podcast. So instead of searching for it, you can literally just go to this link you see on the screen here. If you are listening to the audio, this is for audio downloads. If you are not interested in the audio and you would like to continue seeing the video, then just keep watching the video. For audio, go to that link. And go to the link anyway, just because it's cool. Barb Jones, D45, man. We here. We in the building. So this is we're coming into week 2 of the NFL season. And so we had an interesting week 1. And so we're just going to go over some of the games that happened. Of course, we cannot cover all the games or we'd be here all day. And then we're just going to wrap it up with a small little NBA story over the Kawhi situation. And then we're going to get out of here so we can watch some football, man. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Got my little bet win streak up there. Might go over some bet numbers while I'm talking about the game here. So, thank you for everybody who's on TikTok. TikTok seems to be doing the best. Even a few followers on Twitter. People watch it on Facebook. You can see the YouTube up there in the corner. At Burb Jones is the YouTube. At Burb Jones is the X page. I still say Twitter. It's the X page. And then 3_4_5_ sports.talk is the TikTok. And my Facebook is also just Burb Jones. Usually Burb Jones can get you to most of my stuff. Let's talk about some football here. The first game we're going to talk about is the game that I was wrong about. Yeah, y'all didn't think I was going to talk about this, did you? On my TikTok, I said that Vikings was going to lose. Vikings ended up beating the Bears. The Bears are sad, man. They're just really not good. Even when they have... Gotta watch our healthy dose of YouTube ads. I am not paying for YouTube Premium, and so ads it is. The Bears aren't good, and so just the way that they gave away that game, Caleb came out looking good. And so, everybody was headed into the direction that maybe he actually had improved, and he looked improved. Maybe it was up until about the third or fourth quarter where they couldn't score any more points. That's when he was looking like the old Caleb. The first half, he was looking like a brand new Caleb Williams. And then J.J. McCarthy, the first half was looking terrible. And the second half came out looking like he'd been playing for years. It was a real weird game. The first half was just Bears dominated. The second half was Vikings dominated. JJ's first game, he played okay. I'm not a JJ fan. I don't generally enjoy giving the guy credit, but he played better than Caleb. So I will say that. I'm interested today to see the Vikings go up against. I'm interested today to see the Vikings go up against the Falcons because everybody's ready to put JJ on this. He's so awesome pedestal, and I just want to throw in there that, man, they played the Bears, and the Falcons aren't much better. It's the Falcons. Now, I'm not, I don't want to take away credit from a man who won his very first NFL game, won it in very, very surprising fashion with a very strong second half comeback. He looked great in the second half. So very strong second half comeback. I don't want to take away anything from that. But the Bears suck. And not only do the Bears suck on both sides of the ball. The Bears are not good at defense. They are not good at offense. I'm surprised they were able to put up the 24 points that they put up. But I would like to see JJ up against a tougher team. Do the Vikings have their QB? Sure, yeah. They have their QB. But his first game, he played the Bears, and the Bears are just awful. They're on the bottom barrel of NFL teams. So I would like to see him play somebody tougher. I think the Falcons might be a little tougher of an assignment, but not much. The Falcons are also not that great. So, maybe we'll get into week 3 when he plays the Steelers. Okay? So week 3, the Vikings play the Steelers, and that's a win I would like to see him win to maybe get me to recognize his ability some more. But this game here against the Bears, he three total TDs. He looked like a great QB. Passing yards wasn't all that high, but 13 for 20, 2 TDs passing, 1 rushing. Caleb had 1 rushing, 1 passing, no interceptions. But I think a lot of that was on the Bears' defense, them giving up all them second half points. They gave up 21 second half points. So, Caleb don't play defense. And Caleb put up 14 second half points. So, I mean, in retrospect, Caleb kind of did his job. It was that Bears defense that couldn't stop JJ the second half. The Bears offense is always have trouble scoring. They give Caleb all the weapons they can, and he still has trouble getting the ball in the end zone. But this game here, I would have to say that Caleb did his job. 2 total TDs, 210 yards. He was only 21 for 35. The inaccuracy was a problem, but the Bears put up enough points to win this game. 24 points should have won this game. They should not have given up 21 total points in the second half. Maybe 17. 24 points should have won this game. And so today, division-wise, Green Bay, who we're about to talk about in a minute anyway, is going to win that division. I had the Lions, but after the way Green Bay looks, I think they're going to win that division. Vikings I got coming in third. But do they have their QB? Absolutely. I think they do. I'd like to see him play a little bit better competition. And let's see how he does today against the Falcons. The Colts Dolphins game. This is, I'm a Colts fan, so great. I was very happy with the win. Very surprised with Daniel Jones and everything he did. He looked great. Maybe it was just him being on the Giants was the problem. We'll see how they do today against Denver. That's a real test. They play Denver today. If Daniel Jones gets a win against Denver today, I think a lot of people will start to turn their heads about Daniel Jones and maybe wonder if it was the Giants. That's the thing. People are wondering, is Daniel Jones really a lot better than he was, and he was just on the Giants? I mean, Russell Wilson is on the Giants now, and they lost last week. They didn't even score a touchdown. So, Russ didn't score a touchdown. So, people are just wondering if it was just the atmosphere of the Giants. So, we'll see how he does today against the Broncos. But I think that today against the Broncos, whatever the spread was, I think the Colts have a chance to beat the Broncos today. Broncos have a real strong defense, but that offense isn't all that great. Bo Nix and that offense isn't top tier offense. So I think with a lot of focus, the Colts can win today. Miami losing by 25 points or whatever. I don't think anybody expected that. A lot of defensive problems. Tua throwing 2 interceptions. Tyreek Hill 40 yards. That is a testament to the defense that has been put together with the Colts. Hopefully the defense stays that strong. As far as the Dolphins go, bad start to the season. But I think today the Dolphins can get a win against the Patriots. They play the Patriots today. They're back home in Miami where they like to be, where it's warm. I think the Dolphins are going to win today. I don't think the Patriots are going to beat them on the road. Bad start to the season for the Dolphins. Clearly that both sides of the ball need some work. They gave up 33 points and they only scored 8 and they threw 2 interceptions. So a lot of work to be done there, and I think that's going to clean up today. Tyreek Hill has good games against the Patriots usually, so I think that's going to get cleaned up today. The Colts, let's go Colts. Hopefully they can, if they beat the Broncos, man, then maybe, then I think we got something to say about Daniel Jones, and then people got something to say because I'm curious I'm curious as if it was just the Giants organization and the way that the Giants run their organization and the level of talent there. Maybe that was the problem. So, we'll see how Daniel does today against the Colts. This Pittsburgh Steelers-Jets game I didn't actually watch, just a few of the highlights. But it was an all-out war. Aaron Rodgers, 4 TDs, which I didn't think anybody expected to happen. He played extremely well. A lot of points given up on both sides of the ball. But Justin Fields was really the standout for me. I think people were wondering how Justin Fields was going to do, and the man lit it up. 16, 22, 218 yards, and 1 TD passing and 2 TDs rushing. So, Breece Hall had over 100 yards, and Garrett Wilson had 95 yards and a TD. Just a whole lot of good numbers coming from the Jets. The Steelers side of the ball seemed to be almost all powered by Aaron Rodgers, which is fine. That's what they brought him in for. Today, the Steelers play the Seahawks, and I'm just not 100% confident that it's going to be an easy win for the Steelers today. I think the Seahawks might give them a problem, but we'll see. But the Jets with this was the opening game for Justin Fields and his future with the Jets, and it looked great. It really looked good. Someone brought to my attention the other day. They're like, man, these two teams traded QBs and they're playing each other, and that's really, I didn't even think about that, but that's really what happened. These two teams, they didn't technically trade QBs. Rodgers was released, but that at the end of the day, that's what happened, and you could tell that these two teams just went hard at each other. They went so hard. Now I think there was a lot of chip on shoulders from Rodgers playing against his old team, and I think there was a lot of chip on shoulder from Fields playing against his old team. Today the Jets have the who do the Jets have today? Who do the Jets have today? Maybe I'm just not. Oh wait, is it? No. Oh, the Bills. That's right. The Jets play the Bills today, and so one thing I just like to mention to people about that is that the Jets usually give Josh Allen a problem. Like I don't know. I know he always beats them, but a lot of times it's not a real gaudy win, and so. I wouldn't be surprised if the game was close. And I know Justin Fields is out to prove something after losing that first game by just 2 points. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was a much closer game, the Jets and the Bills today, than people thought. Rodgers plays the Seahawks. I think that the Steelers should beat the Seahawks. Seahawks on the road. But I wouldn't be surprised about an upset either. And that's all I have to say about that. I don't want to underestimate the Seahawks here. I think people are expecting the Steelers to just run them over, and I don't think they're going to get ran over. And that's all I have to say about that. Green Bay's looking like a Super Bowl team. They really just did the Lions real bad. Then they came out here on Thursday night and did the same thing to the Commanders. And it really just lines up with Micah Parsons being there. This defense is not allowing any points, and it really just lines up with the fact that Micah Parsons is there. He's such a threat, a rushing threat, that teams are not having time to throw the ball. Quarterbacks aren't having time to drop back. It's really he's really just a really important factor on defense, and it's winning games. Green Bay still putting up. Green Bay, Jordan Love looks great. But I think a lot of the reason they're looking really good is because the other teams cannot score. Jordan Love's getting these big, giant leads because the other team's offenses cannot put the ball in the end zone, and that is Green Bay's defense. This team looks like a Super Bowl team right now. Excuse me. This team looks like a Super Bowl team right now, and I'm not seeing the Eagles. Who in the NFC is about to beat them playing like this? The only team I can think of is the Eagles. I can't think of no other team. If Green Bay keeps playing like this, the whole NFL and definitely the NFC is in trouble. They already washed the number one prime opponent, the Lions. They already beat them to the floor. So I mean, who else is about to come in and beat Green Bay in the NFC? I'm gonna have to, as of right now, even after just 2 games and the way this defense is looking, I'm gonna have to give the NFC to Green Bay. They really are milking these YouTube ads like whole minutes. Even after you click off of a YouTube ad, they give you like 5 minutes of watching, and then it's more. They really do everything they try to get you to pay for that premium that I'm not paying for. Okay, and so and so Green Bay, I think, is a good Super Bowl. Is a good pick for not only making the Super Bowl, but possibly even winning it. I mean, if they can beat the Eagles, then they can win the Super Bowl. Simple as that. Which I'm pretty sure makes Green. And I think that this all lines up with Micah Parsons coming to the team. Green Bay made a great trade. Them picks Dallas got for Green Bay are not going to come out to another Micah Parsons. I just don't think they are. But Micah didn't want to be there. Or according to his agent, he did want to be there. Let me rephrase that. Dallas didn't want to pay him. So this is the end result, and now he's on Green Bay, and Green Bay is a defensive powerhouse, and their offense is good enough to still put up points, and that's a problem. Defense wins games in any sport, not just football. If the other team you're playing against cannot score, you're going to win. All you got to do is score some points. If the other team can't score, you're going to win. Defense wins all games. Offense puts points on the board, but if you can't stop the other team, they're going to put points on the board, and it's going to be back and forth. If that other team can't get in the end zone, and all they're doing is maybe getting a couple field goals here and there, you're going to win the game almost every time. Defense wins games, and I think Green Bay realized that, and Micah Parsons has been a big difference maker on the Green Bay defense, even when he's not getting a sack. He's just a gigantic difference maker. That's all I got to say about that. We got a long podcast here, wrapping up with the Kawhi Leonard got paid under the table scandal. As you can see, I am a Clippers fan, Kawhi Leonard fan here. But apparently there was some company that the Clippers owner, Steve Ballmer, invested in, and the company was a scam, and they took everybody's investment money, and part of the company's payroll was Kawhi Leonard. For $28 million, he was on that company's payroll as an employee, and so limited part of the reporting for a no-show job. Yeah, so he was on their payroll for $28 million for an endorsement deal, but the company was a fraud company. Steve Ballmer claims that he didn't know anything about the company. So the Clippers are under investigation for trying to skip around the salary cap to pay Kawhi. Here's
frankly never heard of the company Aspiration before, and I'd never
Adam
heard
Silver.
A whiff of anything around an endorsement deal with Kawhi or anything around engagement with the Los Angeles Clippers. So it was all new to me. I heard it. I saw some of the follow-up information. We spoke internally. Rick Buchanan, our general counsel, is here, who oversees any investigations. Rick had a conversation with Steve Ballmer, and we quickly concluded this was something that rose to the level that necessitates an investigation. In fact, one that's done outside of our office, and Wachtell Lipton, New York law firm that we've used in the past for for investigations like this. Is overseeing it, and again, I would also.
Dang, what do you skip a video skipping on ESPN? There's not even nothing else running on here. Okay, well, that's all we need to really hear anyway. So
Say I've been around
Adam.
The league long enough.
Okay, we've heard enough, Adam. So that's Adam Silver. They're investigating the Clippers for paying Kawhi around the table. Burp Jones, 345, man. Enjoy your football Sunday. This was the episode 1 of season 3 for football season. So we're going into the fall here. We're going to keep you live and updated. Try to once a week with football news. Let's go Colts today against Denver. Hope your favorite team wins today, unless it's Denver. I'm out of here, man. I got too much crap to do. Here's your promo for the Buzzsprout again. If you want to hear the audio, go to the Buzzsprout site on the page. If you already listening to the audio, then you already know where it is. We gone. Can't believe that video skip, bro. Oh, whack ass ESPN video.